Well, hi everyone. My name's Janet Newman. I am currently the Associate Director of Athletics for Student Athlete Success. You may know me from my previous stints in academic advising or working in student affairs. I've been at Nichols now, I'm in my 20th year. Love this place and really honored to have been given an opportunity to share my personal playlist of some of my favorite songs. If you know me, you know I'm somebody that probably thinks too deeply about things at times, and so when I was asked to do this, I went through multiple playlists, and what I settled on one was I realized a lot of the people that I was selecting were some of my favorite female artists, and so I'm going all in on a Janet's Power playlist. Some of my favorite female artists with some of my favorite songs that they have performed and some of the reasons behind them. We're going to start with song number one, which has no meaning, but it is a banger of a song, and anytime you're going to have a playlist, you have to start with something that builds. This is Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles. It is a slow build to the rocking guitar and drum tempo, and that change gets me going every time. It's a great pump-up workout song, so love it. The next song on the list, one of my favorite artists of all time are the Indigo Girls. I've seen them perform live. Closer to Fine is a classic. I've loved it ever since it came out. Yes, I'm that old. And when it came out again in the Barbie movie recently, I was delighted that it got a resurgence. Love the Indigo Girls. Next on the playlist is I Am Here by Pink. It is the live version for two reasons. One, I saw Pink live at Fenway a couple of summers ago, and she was amazing. And it's another really upbeat, fun song, a song about overcoming personal struggles, finding one's purpose, and advocating for those who feel ignored or forgotten, which is a big thing for me. So love that song. The fourth song, you have to bear with me. It is How It's Done by Huntrix. And if you have not seen K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix, please go and watch it. Just if you don't have children, it doesn't matter. It's a great movie. This is literally a no hidden meaning song that is super fun, K-pop, upbeat, and about females kicking demons' butts, which is pretty great. The next song is the OG rocker Pat Benatar, Invincible. I got to see Pat Benatar open for Pink at Fenway, and she was amazing. The core message of the song is about personal power and the ability to endure and overcome. Great message for anyone. Next on the list is the incomparable Ariana Grande singing Seven Rings. The story behind that is that when Ariana finally found some financial success, she went to a jeweler and bought a ring and said, you know what, I'm gonna buy them for my friends too. So the seven rings represents her and her being able to give gifts to her friends. And I think female friendship is important, and celebrating financial independence for anyone is great. So that's why I love that song. The next is the great TLC, another throwback group. The song is called Unpretty, which isn't one of their bigger songs, but I love the message about the pressure to conform to a superficial stereotype, and it ultimately promotes self-acceptance, and that inner beauty is important over outer beauty. A message for anybody, especially young people, to think about in these days of social media. Yes, I'm all about messaging. Next is Taylor Swift. And I could have picked 1,000 Taylor Swift songs because yes, I am a Swiftie. But I chose one of the more recent songs called I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And I didn't choose it because of anything about broken hearts, but the message of how you sometimes have to put on a little bit of a show and be something for others that they expect of you, and you just have to keep going sometimes when things are tough. And I will often have people say to me, how can you always be so positive and cheerful? Well, guess what? I'm not. And I have bad days just like anybody else. But sometimes I just have to push through it because either people expect it of me or because that shift in energy is what I need to keep going. So, you know, when she says at the end, try and come for my job, I felt that the very first time I heard it, so I love that song. And the next song is Ugly Heart by GRL, Girl, I don't really know. But this is a song where, much like TLC's Unpretty, flips the other way around, and it's about prioritizing kindness and emotional connection over physical appearances. Remember that, young people. Kelly Clarkson, another one that I had to see live. Stronger, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What a great message about finding strength after disappointment and overcoming challenges. That's why I love that one. People always say it, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and it is true. Brutal by Olivia Rodrigo is next. It's a great song about the challenges of being a teenager these days. which resonates with me working with college students. You know, this isn't always the best time of your life. You're gonna go through tough times, and it's okay to acknowledge that. And making sure that the older people around you know that you have things that you're going through too, and yes, that's okay. Every Day is a Winding Road by Sheryl Crow. Another, which is weird because I don't like to go to concerts, but I've also seen Sheryl Crow in concert. A song about embracing the unpredictable nature of life, acknowledging both its struggles and its gifts, and finding resilience and solace in that journey. Okay, we're gonna move on from that one, but it's a great song. Just a Girl by No Doubt. Another one, first time I heard it, I was like, yes, girl, thank you for singing this song. A song that's being sung by a strong woman who is showing her frustration about society telling her that she needs a man for protection. And girls, you don't. And so listen to this song if you need that reminder. Next is another interesting one, Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne. I love a good female rocker. This song highlights the theme, again, of judging people based on appearances and the negative impact of peer pressure. Again, inner versus outer, you know, seeing people not just at their exterior, but who they are inside, and taking time to get to know people is a really important message. Next is one of my all-time favorite groups, The Chicks. They are amazing, and I chose Wide Open Spaces. I could have picked a number of their songs, but I chose this one because I love the message about freedom and independence a young woman needs to grow and discover herself, and finding the space to make mistakes, and that's okay, and finding new experiences as you transition into adulthood. And again, as somebody who works with college students, you know, the world is your oyster, and I want you to go out and have these experiences, and sometimes you have to tell people, like, I'm ready to go out and do this. So listen to that song when you need that reminder. I've seen them in concert too. What? Next is Alanis Morissette, Ironic. And I know people groan when they hear that song because everything that she sings about in that song are not ironic things, but the message is about, you know, actually it's not even the message that was in that. It was about when I was in college, Alanis's Jagged Little Pill album came out, and all of my girlfriends and I loved it. We just thought, it's powerful. There was a lot of messaging in there for different reasons, and it's one of those albums that stayed, I think, with a lot of us, so I had to put Alanis on there. Next is Shake It Out by Florence and the Machine, a song about the struggle with inner demons, regrets, and mental health struggles, ultimately serving as a powerful anthem of catharsis and hope for overcoming difficulties. So again, when you're having a rough day and you got to get through something, put on Shake It Out, because it'll make you feel better. We're coming to the end of the list, and I had to include the incomparable Wilson Phillips, Hold On. And everybody that's seen Bridesmaids has seen that song at the end. That's how most people in some generations know that song. But I remember buying that on cassette tape and listening to that song in my bedroom as a teenager over and over and over again. And my friends and I would go in our cars because we finally learned how to drive, and we were like, singing! It's a great song. I just love it. Slowing it down a little bit towards the end is Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. I love her. She seems like such a sweet person, and this song is about finding inner peace and acceptance after ending a toxic relationship. But the message of sometimes you need to be broken down to build yourself back up again stronger than you thought you could be is really a personal thing that I feel deeply about, and that's a message I always try to remind people. So that brings us to our final song, which I'm cheating because it's a Led Zeppelin song, but it's sung by Heart, who is a sister duo, amazing rockers. And in 2012, Led Zeppelin was honored at the Kennedy Center, and they sang Stairway to Heaven. So there's two parts to this. One, Stairway to Heaven was the song when I went to all of my dances in junior high and high school. That's the song we ended on because it was nice and long. And so I'm going to end with Stairway to Heaven. But also, it's these two women that come up and give an amazing rendition of a song that we all know so iconically as Led Zeppelin. So if you've never seen it, watch it on YouTube. You won't regret it. And that's my Janet's Power playlist. Thanks for joining me.